Yep.
Ed, how am I on that camera? You look real good.
Nice and clear. It looks really good because it's a Pitt logo on the back too.
Yeah.
I like
Nice.
it. Yeah.
Good hold by Rotola, set up and a rebound, and they score! Santino Voltori makes it 1-0 Pitt. Talk about a start. Now another chance and they score! Derek Myerson in the slot, and it is a 1-goal game here in Pittsburgh. A save, a follow-up chance, and they score!
I just wish that people would see the dedication a little more and not just chalk it up to a club sport. Guys will say that there is no sacrifice. There is sacrifice. There 100% is sacrifice.
So, can you introduce yourself and your connection with this team?
Stu Roenick, I'm the head coach of the University of Pittsburgh men's D1 hockey team. They've had a team here since the 70s, and I didn't find out until recently that they did happen to win a championship in the Division II division. But that was my goal to come here, just to put the program on the map. Most of the NCAA teams have rinks on campus. It would be a lot of money to go NCAA D1, but hopefully someday they do. I mean, if any school should have one, Pitt should have a D1 team.
Hi, I'm Brady Rotolo. I'm a defenseman senior on the University of Pittsburgh men's ice hockey team. So I started when I was 5 years old. I actually got into hockey because of the Pittsburgh Penguins 2009 Stanley Cup run. That was when I started watching hockey with my family, and I just realized I loved it. Tried deck, and then I started learning how to skate, and ever since I've been playing it since I was little. I'd always known that I wanted to go to school, didn't really know where, and actually played junior hockey for a year during COVID, which was like a complete battle. It was at like 3 different teams, and just wasn't finding the right fit. And then my buddy, now roommate actually, Eddie Pezzo, reached out to me in like January and said that he was coming to Pitt and he'd found a great spot and a great coach and a great culture. And I decided that I was going to come to Pitt and be a Panther.
My name is Edward Pezzo. I'm a senior forward on the University of Pittsburgh men's ice hockey team. So just in high school, I talked to our coach a lot. You know, he'd come to games and all that. And then I went to play juniors, and at a point I gave him a call and I was like, I think it's time that I want to go to college. So I ended up coming here because of our coach, basically. I came in halfway through the season in like 2022. So this is my like 7th semester or 8th semester. So at the end of the season, I'll have 4.5 years done.
That was Edward Pezzo really quarterbacking with the passing by him. Now another chance and they score!
My name is Maverick Krupe. I'm a sophomore and I'm a center for the University of Pittsburgh. I started when I was 8 in Florida. My dad's from Toronto originally, and when he moved to Florida, he kind of introduced me to it and the Tampa Bay Lightning, and then he just kind of threw me on the ice and told me to like figure it out, and he just kept playing from there on out. I loved it so much. I mean, my house, it's all hockey guys, and there's endless hours that we spend just sitting on the porch talking to each other, hanging out. I mean, we could even just sit there and be on our phones, and like we're happy with that as long as we're with each other. And yeah, that's just not something that you find in all the sports, and being able to have that with consecutive years, and especially in college, like I don't know where I would be without it. You know, coming to a team and having your group of guys and adopting the guys that are new to the team, and yeah, it's just, that's like the biggest thing that I can say. There's a common misconception for a lot of what ACHA is. When you hear club, there's a stigma around it. And when you hear NCAA, it's prestigious. There are ACHA teams that have played the NCAA teams and have beat them.
I think that there's a lot of skill in the ACHA. I think that what you miss out on in obviously the NCAA is the big thing is funding, and they're getting the players that have been vetted for 4 years. We're getting a lot of skilled players, but it comes down to the people that aren't playing again varsity level sports at Division I level NCAA. You're getting a lot of skill, but maybe not sort of the refined skill that these other athletes have. But a big part of it comes through funding and all the team events that they're able to fund that we're not. So that's where we have the little bit of the rough ends, and that's where it comes into play. Some of it does come out of your own pocket, just based on gear. You're not getting tailored hand and foot here.
Whenever we're walking around and we're as a team, and you talk to people and they're like, oh, is it a club? And you say club, and they're, oh, we don't care. We'll go to a game. We want to go to a game. Where's the rink at? And that's the main barrier is the rink's 20-25 minutes away. So how do we get to that? It's something that we can all the guys bond over, and sometimes it's guys will make fun of it and joke around, but it's something that really pulls us all together, because the common enemy outside of who we step on that ice against is the adversity that we face as a team from lack of finance and stuff like that. So kind of bonding over that and overcoming those challenges is something.
Alrighty, we are back for period number 2. The Pitt Panthers against the Penn State Iceline. Score is 0-0. This Pitt crowd is looking for Pitt's first goal, looking for some action. I know you spoke to some of the people in the crowd during the intermission. What was their response?
Yeah, Andrew, we were lucky enough to go in. We're sitting right near this student section here. We're lucky enough to go in and talk to them, and we're seeing a lot of mixed reactions. For a lot of people, this is their first interaction with Pitt hockey. Pitt hockey, they are Pitt club hockey. They are a college team, and they're doing a great job. But, sometimes they're not on the exact recognition level of our football team, for example. So getting people out here and getting students out here was a lot of their first interaction, their first time talking to the hockey players, seeing what's up, and coming to this arena. A lot of people are still excited to be here, but honestly, some reactions have said they're a little disappointed by the game so far. It is 0-0, and I don't think a lot of people are expecting that. But, Andrew, I will say this is a feisty crowd. They're interested in the physicality that's been happening so far, the aggression. Andrew, what do you think of it so far?
Well, this is both teams you mentioned have must-win games. Pitt has to win if they want more fans at their games, and Pitt football has to win tomorrow, or else they won't be able to make the ACC championship game. But I'll let the football announcers discuss that. We have a hockey game to discuss.
Well, hopefully, they're getting taught not just about hockey. I try to teach them about life itself. So, that's the big picture. This is the fun part. Getting out of the education at Pitt is difficult, and getting into the real world is not easy. So that's kind of what I try to do with those guys.
Depending on what you're here for, it's definitely challenging. Pitt is a great academic institution. I think that's why we have a lot of people on this team. It's just people want to come here for the academic reasons, and I think that it does get very challenging to balance it with working out, practicing, being with friends. I'm obviously from Pittsburgh, so I have family, and balancing all that can be a little difficult. But with that being said, I think that it offers you a great time to work on your time management, and everyone here is usually really, really good after their second year of really managing time and doing it well. And I think it makes you a more well-rounded human being. So.
What are some of the sacrifices that you've made to be on the team, such as time, money, academics?
Well, pretty much every weekend we have games, and a lot of half the weekends we're on the road. So you give up the college experience, you might say, but I wouldn't change a thing, because these are all my brothers, and it's like a family outside of your own.
We practice 3 times a week on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. We have gym workouts after. We start skating at 7 in the morning, sometimes 6:50, and we work out right after. It's pretty competitive. Our schedule is packed pretty much. We're playing games every weekend.
I mean, we're very good on the ice, but off the ice, it's like we hang out with each other every day. They're all my best friends, my roommates. I've lived with them for 3 years at this point. They're my best friends that I could ever imagine. So it's like outside of hockey, it's the guys, and it's like my family.
It's tough to really put it in like a couple words, but the biggest thing for me is like every hockey player that I meet, there is an instant connection, which is something that a lot of guys have been talking about, but also there's just a different personality within them. They're hard workers, they're guys that will wake up at 5 in the morning no matter what and be at the rink for 6. Guys that will have your back. The brotherhood is always mentioned, like any guy you talk to, and that is not in all sports. There's just camaraderie. Guys will say that there is no sacrifice. There is sacrifice. 100% is sacrifice, and it's not all sacrifice is bad. It's a sacrifice every guy is willing to make. We're willing to, get away from the Thursday, Friday night things that you do in college to perform for the school, because we want the school to be proud and we want to, put Pitt up on a pedestal. We want kids to say, I want to go play for Pitt hockey. I want to go watch a game. The little kids that come out to our games that all are watching and they love it. They want fist bumps, they want pucks, they want autographs, like whatever it is. That's what we do it for, and that's what's most important to us, and it comes with sacrifice, but I don't think anybody in this room would trade anything for that, and it means a lot to be able to put on the Pitt script and be able to represent the school. I just wish that people would see the dedication a little more and not just chalk it up to a club sport. I wish they'd just come out to a game and watch, because I think it would change their perspective.
I basically want to see this university adopt the team more, and I want to see the team thrive when I'm not around, just knowing that maybe I was part of the foundation, and a lot of other guys that aren't sitting in this chair right now also were part of that. It's not just me, and it's not just the guys you interviewed today. It's guys that have been around for 10 years. So, yeah.
Perfect.
All right, awesome.